Good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about cakes. Yeast cakes, to be specific. There's also cheesecakes, sponge cakes, and butter cakes, but I think I'll make those their own episodes. Basically, yeast cakes are just sugar bread, which have been covered in some sort of frosting. They're also known as sheet cakes or layer cakes, even though that refers to the shape instead of the type. I'm not going to talk about frosting much, but I will say that it came onto the scene in about the 1750s. One thing that sets cake apart is that it uses a highly refined flour to make it light and fluffy. Also, it's generally used for big milestone celebrations, so it tends to stick in the brain. There are millions of ways to personalize a cake, from the color, to the shape, to the flavors of the icing, cake, or fillings. Some of the most common combinations will often get their own name. For example, my favorite cake is a Black Forest cake, which is a chocolate cake with white whipped icing and a cherry filling. Time for history. The sweetbreads that were used for celebrations and could kind of be called cakes are old. Very old. I'm talking ancient Egyptian bakers old. These were sweetened with honey and generally had dried fruits and nuts in them. From there you see references to it all over history. Greece, Germany, England, even the Old Norse, which is where the name cake comes from. The really big shift from sweetbread to the cake we know and love today happened during the Industrial Revolution. This allowed a lot of different things improve for the cake at the same time. Industrial strength ovens were standardized, sugar and flour could be refined much more effectively, standardized molds could be created specifically for cakes, and recipes could be mass produced, because making the same cake as the guy 2 blocks down is apparently a good thing. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh right! The most important part of the Industrial Revolution when it comes to baking is the invention of baking powder and baking soda. These two gems are much better at making bread rise evenly as compared to yeast, which is a living creature with its own wants and desires. That's all I got. Have a great night, everyone.